Okay, so today I'm going to replicate this grid right here. I'm not going to replicate the hover effect that it has on each card. So like as you hover over it, it changes, like it opens up the book. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do the grid, and also like the border because that seems easy to do. It's just grid practice. Here's a link to the website, and yeah, we're going to do that right here in CodePen. So I'm going to start off with doc type HTML with my HTML tags, and in my HTML I'm going to start with my body tag, and everything in my body is going to be everything in my body tag is going to appear in the screen, which is on the left over here. So the first thing that I like to do is I like to do a container. So I'm going to do a div and give it a class container. And just so you can visualize what's happening, I'm going to give it a border. So I'm going to do border 5 pixels black solid. And it's not going to have a height, so I want to give it a height. So I'm going to give it a height of 100 VH, which is 100 of the vertical height of the screen. And then notice that the border is actually, it has different types of borders. So I don't know if you scroll down, there's one at the bottom, or if it never ends. Does it ever end? I don't think it ever ends. So there's only a border top, border left, and border right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do border right. I think that's how it is. Maybe we could do pink. I don't know if that's how it is. I forgot. 5 pixels pink solid. There we go. Okay, and then there's a border top, and there's a border left, and the one on the left is green, and the one on the top is yellow. Okay, and I actually want to use the exact same color, so I'm going to use my color picker over here to get that hex code. So it's this green that we're using over here. It's this yellow that we're using over here. And then it's this pink that we're using over here. Let me close that out and just paste that in there for the color. And they're kind of the same colors now. And I'm going to increase the size of my border to be kind of bigger, kind of like that maybe. If I save it, I can open it in debug mode and see what it looks like. It's kind of way bigger than that. Did I just close it? Oh my god. Okay, so kind of look at it this way. It's not as big. So I guess we'll do maybe 40 and then save that and look at what that looks like. I think that's fine. So we'll do 40 pixels, 40 pixels, and then we'll remove this one over here. And then I find it weird that it's like that there's, it looks like a frame and I don't want that. How do I fix that? I don't know. It's weird. Interesting. The border looks more like a frame than, or maybe it's not a border. Well, to top everything off, let me just go over here and do margin 0, padding 0. Okay, so that's what it looks like here now. It still has the same problem though. I need it to be straight, like the yellow on top is straight. So maybe, let me Google it. So to have my border, actually I'm so sure that it's not a border because I don't think that's possible. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave it as, what if I remove the yellow one on the top one? Yeah, okay. So instead of doing a yellow one, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here in the container. I'm gonna just make another div and I'm gonna call it class yellow. And I'm just going to go here and give it a background of that color. And I'm going to give it a height of 40 pixels. Okay, and I'm going to make it Z index 1. So it's on the top. Is it Z index or is it 2 or is it Z? Is it just Z? Pretty sure it's Z index 0. What if it's capital Z? How do I do this? I want it to be on the top. So wouldn't you do Z index? Oh, it's because I spelled it wrong. Z index. Or it's not because I spelled it wrong. It's because I completely cannot do this. Okay, so it's because it's not on top of anything. So that's an issue. Because whatever's in the container, oh, so we're going to have to remove it outside of the container. There we go. Okay, that's problem fixed. Okay, and then I feel like if we save that and we remove it, we have that problem fixed. And maybe give it a, maybe 45 pixels to kind of line it up. Now it's a little too big, so let's do 43. Reload. So good, that's lined up right there. Okay, so I think that's good. So I also want to do this 43 so it all kind of sums up. It adds up together. Reload. I think that's fine. Okay, now that I have that, let's go and start with the container itself. So the container itself is going to have, well actually, let me start with one of the cards. I'm going to go all the way back up and I'm just going to copy image address. I'm going to go inside the container. So inside the container, I'm going to have a div. I'm going to call it card. And then lowercase card, and I'm going to give it an ID of card 1. So this is going to be our card 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give each card that we have, I'm going to give it a border of 5 pixels, black so we can see it here. Okay, so currently it has no height because there's nothing in it, but we are going to give it a thumbnail because it has a thumbnail. So we're going to do thumbnail. Okay, and then it also has card content, and inside the card content it has the author's name of the book. So we're going to do name, and for this one we're going to do Rebecca Donner. We also have like a number, so we're gonna do 23 euros. What happened? No. Oops, that's not what I meant. Let's get the euro symbol. Although I think there's a thing for that. What is it? 23. And then there's also, I think, the title of it. So we're going to give that also an H1. And we're going to do Odori. Okay, so that's what it looks like so far. So that's the card. And then I'm going to go down here and I'm going to select it personally. So I'm going to do card 1. And for card 1 dot thumbnail, we already did this, but I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go here, I'm going to right click, copy image address. I'm gonna do background image, I'm gonna do URL, and inside I'm gonna paste that URL inside quotations, and you're not gonna see anything because it doesn't have a height yet, so we're gonna give it a height of 270 pixels. That's, you're gonna see it, and you can see it's kind of off, so we're gonna do a background size of cover so that it covers the entire thing, I guess, the entire container, or the entire thumbnail, because the thumbnail is also a box, and if you give it a border you can visualize it. So let's do 5-pixel border of yellow solid, so it's going to cover the entire size of the thumbnail. Okay, so we can remove that, and then I wonder if there's like a font recognizer. Hold on, Chrome extensions, like a font. Guys, wait, no, that's not what I meant. This one, font finder. Let's see. Okay. No, that's not necessarily what I want. I want to point at a certain piece of word, and then I want it to find the font, not to give me like, I mean, I guess it's, I don't know. Okay, yeah, it's gonna give me the same thing. Okay, fine. I mean, I can find the same information in developer tools, so it's not really a big deal. So let's do font finder. Oh, so it does do what I want. Oh, that's exactly what I wanted. Great. See, that's easy. Wow, okay, that's really cool. Okay, so what's the font family? It's Times New Roman. Okay, and 13 pixels. What happened? What happened is that I minimized the screen. I do this every single time. Okay, so for everything inside, well, not really. I don't want everything inside the grid content. Okay, for the card content, I want the font family, I think I already have it there, to be that. And then the font size is different. Let's see. Did I call it card content? Maybe if I just do each one. Or I'll do card content each one. It's not changing anything. Is it because it's in quotations? Nope. What if I just remove this? Oh, really not helping. We're gonna leave it there for a second. So we're gonna do card content, and there's another, oh, well, they're all H1s. Oh no. So let me make this an H2. Oh, it is an H2. Whoops. So for an H2, I'm gonna give it a font size. Well, first of all, the H1 has a font size of 13 pixels. Is it 13 or 13 pixels? 13 pixels. Okay. So I'm assuming that this is very small, so it's not as big. Well, this is really, well, it'll be fixed. Okay. So before we continue with anything, I'm gonna go here to the container. I'm gonna do display. I'm gonna do grid. Do grid, template, columns. I'm gonna do repeat, and we're gonna see how many columns we want. So how many columns are there? There's 1, 2, 3. There's 4 columns. So we're gonna do 4 times. I want there to be a repeat of 1FR, and so that's gonna move things down a bit. So it looks kind of like that. And then the container itself, I want there to be a padding of, let's say, like 20 pixels. Yeah, kind of like that. And then I want there to be a grid gap between each card of, like, let's say 2 EM. Okay, and then I want there to be, let's see, so let's do a media query so it looks responsive. So we're going to do max with 800 pixels. I need it to be, right, so what am I doing? So for the container, I'm going to do grid template columns, do 1FR, 1FR, and then for 600 pixels, we're just going to do 1FR. Interesting. Okay, save that, see what that looks like so far. Okay, the width of the card itself, I want it to be, let's say, a width min content. Oh, I mean height, sorry. Okay, good. Save that, look at what it looks like. Perfect. So, want to make it a little bit better. So I'm gonna give the width of the card to be a set width of maybe, let's look at what 100 pixels looks like. Oh, that's really bad. Okay, I think 500 is too much. Let's do 3. Really? 350. And I still think that's way too big. Because it's like these are really small. So let's do a height of min content and then maybe change the height of the image to be 170 pixels. Right? And then I'll make it definitely smaller. But then maybe give it a background position of bottom. No. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it. Let's do 170 pixels, right? And it's kind of, it's less of a width, so let's do 300 pixels. Like, kind of like that, but then I don't know. So, okay, so we have the background. This is what it looks like. We need it to be better. How do we do that? So I think we're gonna have to make the height. How about instead let's do 200. And maybe that'll fix it a little bit better. And instead of bottom, we can do center. And so it's centered. Okay, I think that's good. Alright, so now let's go to the card content. So, I don't know why it said 13 pixels. Doesn't look like 13 pixels. So what is this? So we're doing align height. Okay, they're doing a line height of 15.6, letter spacing 0.65. So for H1, there's a letter spacing 0.65 pixels. Am I not writing this right? Like, what's going on? Letter spacing. That's what I wrote. Is it not what I wrote? Okay, nothing is changing. Oh my god. I'm gonna give this an ID of author, and I'm gonna give this an ID of price, and I'm gonna give this an ID of title of the book. So instead of this, I'm gonna do author and remove this. And then instead of this, I'll do price. And instead this, I'll do title. And I feel like we can work better that way. So for the author, honestly, I don't even know. If I do like some different type of font size, like let's say, oh, that's why it's so small. But that doesn't make sense. If it's that small, if that's the size, then like, then it must be really zoomed in. I don't know. We're gonna definitely change the sizes. So we're gonna do 15, maybe. Let's do 20 pixels. Okay. And then for the card content itself, I need it to be we're gonna just move these media queries to the bottom. I'm gonna do card content, and just so you can see what I'm doing, I'm gonna give it a border of 5 pixels, red solid, so you can see what it is. And what I'm doing is basically adding some margin between the thumbnail and the thing. What do you call it? The card content. We're gonna do from the top only because I want it to be aligned. Okay. And I think that's good. Now I'm going to take the price and I'm also going to give it a border so we can just see really what's going on. So I'm going to give it a border of green, if I could ever get to spell it. Okay, and then I'm going to give the author a border of blue solid. And then I'm going to give the title a border of what color? Purple. Okay, so the price, I want there to be a certain width. Okay, so the font size is going to be 20 pixels, just like the author. But I need it to have a certain width. Let's say 10 pixels. It's probably going to be too small. Okay, 15 pixels. Jesus, 30 pixels. Okay, that's fine. And I need that to have a position. Actually, you know what I could have done? Interesting. I could just simply go to here and call it like div class header, and then just end that there. And then the header, instead of doing some positioning stuff, hold on, where is, okay, so if we were to do this, right, the header, we look at the border, it would be that first line, so it would be 5 pixels, yellow solid, right? And so I can just give it a display of flex, and then I could do justify content space around. And then let's see, what can I do? I need there to be less space. How else? I don't want it to be in the center. I just want it to be separate. This is the same thing as doing the nav bar. Or maybe, so title and price, right? And it's price and author. So let me take this over here. And then just change this, put it over here on the bottom. So for this one right here, maybe instead of doing display, you could do maybe display grid, get rid of this, and then do grid, template, columns, and I'll do repeat 3 times 1FR, and then or we could do 2 times. And then I can do, for the author, I could do grid, column, 1 to 2, and then this one, for the price, it could be 3 to 4. See, that works, perfect. Okay, and then maybe what we can do is give this a width of min content. Really? I don't want it to be, oh, you know what it could do? Let me save this. Put it full screen. It still doesn't change. That's an issue. Okay. Okay, so we can do a width of, so actually we can change it up here. So instead of 2, we can do, let's say, if the border of the header, we can do, I don't know, maybe 100 pixels. We do 200 pixels. Okay, and then this will be what? 50 pixels. 40 pixels. Okay, I think that works too. Save it, move out there. Okay, perfect. I think I could fix that a little bit, and maybe that will cause me problems later, but we'll get over it. So that's great, and now we're moving on to getting rid of these borders. So it looks nicer. Where's the purple? Okay, so that's what it's looking like so far. I don't want there to be any font weight. I literally don't want there to be any font weight. So why is it like that? It's so annoying. Oh my god. Oh, and this is not working out. Hold on. So if we go back up here, we can do 50 pixels, 70. I think that works. Okay. That's not what I meant. I just don't understand why, if I go to the card content, that's not what it is. The title, I need it to have kind of a smaller font size. So I'm going to do font size 15 pixels. That's way too small. But isn't the other one 20 pixels? So then why in the world does it... Okay, I'm literally so annoyed. Okay, but the title itself, I want it to have a margin top that's a little bit separated from the author's name of maybe 10 pixels. That's too much. Let's do 5. Okay, I think that's fine. The only thing that's annoying me is the fact that it's literally bolded. I don't understand why. And if I go to the font size, ooh, would you look at that? That's a problem. If I go to the font size, where even did I put that? So unorganized, right? Fonts, not font size, font family. I think I deleted that. Card, header, author, price, card content. This goes actually up here. Okay, maybe the card content, and I could do a font family. If I do font family Arial, wouldn't it change to Arial? Exactly. But why is it bold? Times. Exactly. And then font weight bold. I don't want it to get bold. None. What's wrong with this? Font weight 0? Yeah, I don't understand. Why is it like this? Okay, maybe letter spacing could be good. Isn't this if it's like a flex box? Font weight. Oh, there we go. Okay, but here's the problem. I think I'm gonna have to go to Google Fonts. Let me go to Google Fonts. Okay. What do you mean? What do you mean? Is this a joke? What do you mean can't find any font? You don't have, who doesn't have Times New Romans? Oh, is that what it's called? No. Is it like not free? I'm so confused. I want a very thin Times New Roman. I want a regular 400 Times New Roman. Oh! Nope, still doesn't work. Okay, that's great. What if I do this? Are you kidding? What was I even looking at? So, Times New Roman CSS. Normal. What did I have? 20. Style, normal. Variant, normal. Line height, 0.5. Apply to. What? No. This is crazy. Font family, Times New Roman, times. Line height, 10 pixels. Maybe that's what it is, Times New Roman. Where are we? Are you kidding? Why doesn't this thing work? Why can't it just be normal? Like, I don't understand. What if I just do font? Nope. I'm just gonna leave it as Times. Okay, this is ridiculous. I'm not wasting more time on this. It doesn't even matter. Okay, moving on. All I have to do is do this like a few more times. So I'm just gonna delete that. I'm gonna go all the way here. Click enter. Just gonna go here, put that in there. I'm gonna go up here, and for this card, I'm gonna make sure this is the card. I'm just gonna go here, and I'm just gonna paste that in there. I'm gonna call it card 2. Paste that in here. Card 3, card 4, card 5, card 6. We're gonna go up to 12. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then finally card 12. So I'm going to take this image and I'm going to go, well, I have to copy this 11 times 2, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, whoops, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now I'm going to copy image address, paste that in card 2, copy this image address, paste that in card 3, copy image address, card 4, copy image address, card 5, then card 6, then card 7, then card 8. No way! This is so cool. I thought it was just a border. It's an actual div that pops up. I did not even know that. That is so cool. But how are the users supposed to know that? I just figured it out by accidentally clicking on it. That's really cool. We're gonna leave it as borders for now because girl has no time for that. So we are left with card 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Left with card 8. Where am I? Copy image address. Okay. Copy image address, card 9, card 10, card 11. Why is it like that? Oh, it's probably because it's sold out. Copy image address, card 12. Yeah. Okay, great. So, moving on. We need to save this, and then I have to go back to my container because you can see that the container ends here because we set it as a 100 VH, but we need to have the height of like the minimum content. So we're gonna go all the way back up, and we're gonna go to the container, and we're gonna do height of the minimum content. Great. So now, I could just leave it at this, or I can make it as more realistic as I can. Oops, we could also do a width of min content. Oops, never mind. It was actually fine. Yeah, it was fine. I just didn't see. It's weird though. Oh my god, you're kidding me right now. The width, actually, yeah, hold on. If we have a width of min content, it's gonna always be like that. It's not. Oh my god, this is so annoying. So the container, or what if we do 100 WH? But I want the grid to be inside the container. So the grid, the width needs to be, or at least the container needs to be, the width of the container needs to be the minimum content. Or the minimum, not really, because it can always be responsive. This is really annoying. It needs to be min content. But then if we have that, we're gonna have a problem, because the yellow div now is not being responsive. So the yellow div, instead of doing a height of, well, now we have to have like a width. Maybe that's 100%, and then position it relative to the container. But then at that point, the container has a width of min. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. With 100%, we could also do. I honestly don't know. I don't know how to fix this. I really don't know. This is not going to move. So right now it's the minimum. But if we take a look at the website, it's actually in the center. So we could also do that and put that. Oh! Wait. Instead of, we can just move everything to the center by putting a flex box in a container. So you know what? I'll do div class center, and we'll set center to be flex box. And now the container itself is not going to be the card. Hold on. Card. So now we go back up. It's gonna be center. What's up with this thing now? Container. We could do this center, right? And then the container can have a display of flexbox, and then we can justify content center, and then align items center. And that's going to put everything in the center. But I don't want those two borders to be part of the thing. So these two borders need to be part of the container. But then if that's the case, I mean, it kind of looks like that, right? Right. But I don't want it to be, yeah, I want the center, or the grid, I guess we can call it grid. I want the grid to have, I guess, I don't know, the height maybe change. It's still the same problem. All I did was just center everything in the middle. Yeah, it's still the same problem. Great. I should always be able to see the pink. Why is it not working? So maybe taking this width away. The media queries, where are they? The width of the container. So we have the container. It's flexed so everything is in the middle and aligned, right? And then we have the borders. But then the grid is a display of grid. It's 4 rows, grid gap, 2 EM, maybe we could do 3. Padding. But the grid is so weird. Let's just visualize it. Let's do border, 5 pixels, blue. It's so weird. I need it to be inside the container. It's not. I need the grid to have a min, or maybe the container needs to have a min content width. Or the grid has to be inside the container. So the container can have a display of flex. Justify content center. Or I can have a whole container, make it flex. Or I can have the container be 100, like the minimum. No. Oh my god. It's not even being responsive anymore. Oh, because I have it as container needs to be grid. So maybe we just need to adjust these values and it'll be fine. So like once it hits like maybe 900, a 1,000. So what is it? Yeah, well, as soon as it hits that point, it needs to go. So maybe 300. So it needs to be what, 350? Like that point right there. Hold on, let me open this up. So let me do Control Shift I, and then do this right here. Dimensions, responsive. I just need Samsung. Oh, this is really cool. That's not what I need. I need there to be oh, really? So what if I do this? Right here. 800 pixels. Oh, no. So here's the thing. Let me get rid of this. Right? Delete that, and then it should be regular. And then open this up. And then at this point, I want to see which point I need to stop it at. So here, 1,400 what pixels? 1,450, around there. Okay, so let me paste that in there, and it's 1,450. So that way, poof, there we go. Isn't that nice? And I can actually do, let's do 3 columns instead of 4. Isn't that nice? And then right here, let's save that, reload, and then figure out when it hits that third one right there. So at 1,005 pixels. So at 1,005 pixels, we're gonna do 1FR. Pixels. 1,000. Okay. Oh. Was it 1,105? Oh yeah, I think it was 105. 1,105 pixels. Not 1,050. Isn't that great? So we'll do 3 and then we'll do 2. And then at this point, let's save that and figure out when that is. When we cross this threshold, right there. At this point, 794 pixels. We need to make it 1FR. 794 pixels. We're gonna make it 1FR. Save that. And then let's look at it. This should be nice, pretty. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. And then we're going to get rid of all the borders in the grid. Okay, so it should look like that. Okay, and then we should probably, does it look like that one? Oh, it only gets up to, it only does up to 2. So I guess we should, well, not really. I feel like that's fine, it doesn't really matter. The up to 2, we also get up to 2, it just has to be a little bit bigger. See? I think I did a great job. See, it looks pretty much the same. Except that mine's bigger. Let's take a full screenshot. What's today's date? The 22? Okay, yep, we did that, so that was fine. I feel like there were better ways we could have fixed that little sizing problem, but I mean, I guess we went with media queries. And yeah, I think that's great. Oh, I forgot! Oh my god. I forgot to, change the HTML for each one. It's not necessary, but I want to do it, so we're doing it. So let me do that. And this one is 20. And 36 slides. There we go here. And then the long-term intimacy, and then it's 8. Then, I know we did that already. Card 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Richard Kern. And then it's cars, and it is 8. Card 5. Penny Slinger. 50% The Visible Woman. And then it's 40. Card 6. William Wegman. Writing by artist, and then 22 euros. Card 8. Lena. I love the name Lena. This is a 60. Oops, let's not get rid of that. 60, and then touching. Oh, well, that's, yeah. Oh, wow, I just saw the, I just recognized the cover. Okay, that caught me by surprise, didn't even see that. Card 9, what is that? So after Lena, we have Seichi, hopefully I'm pronouncing the name right. 40, first trip to Bologna, last trip to Venus, 1985. Card 10, Various Rights of Way, or Various is the author's name. Wow, really? Or not? Oh, I don't think it's the author's name. I think that's just... What? Oh, so it has 3 things? Yeah, we're not doing that. I did not account for that. So we're gonna do 2. We're just gonna do that. And it's 15. Okay, card 11, second to last one, Nicholas Nova. Ooh, that name is so nice. Nicholas Nova. Wow. 10 euros. And then investigation design. And then we have, what's the other one? This one. Why does this remind me of, what's the name of the book? Things Fall Apart. It's giving Things Fall Apart vibes. And this is 22. Okay, save. Let's look at what it looks like. Reload. Okay, that's good. It's not as, what do you call it? As, put together. But here's the thing, like, when you go through it, like when you make it smaller, it goes like, it's like a dot dot dot, and I don't know how, I haven't learned how to do that yet, so. And I don't know why it's bold, so that's an issue. Anyway, that's what that looks like, and I'm done. Thank God, because I want to go to sleep. So this is the result. This is the code. We did this in CodePen, we did HTML and CSS, we did a practice, we replicated, what did we replicate? We replicated a grid, haven't done the video yet, yeah, productive day, replicating web page grid, let me get the link of the web page before I lose it, so paste that in there, web development template, tags, grid, put that in there, delete this here, paste this, create bookmark, because that's the web page, put that all the way at the top, go here and wait for it to screenshot, and then download that, delete, close, close, and then I'm going to do another image, and it should be somewhere in downloads, put that in there, and I'll put that here on the top, and then upload, paste that in there, and I think that's all we have to do. And then filter, day, today is day 287, save, we're almost at 300, save, and then filter, day, save, and I think that I can put the link to the web page in materials. So we're gonna do design resources, do the link here. It's called antennae. Oops. Purpose. Replicating. We could do grid. Reference. Not reference, like I replicated the whole thing, but that's the point. Maybe grid replication, I don't know. But like I'm referencing the grid. Anyway. Yep, that's all there is for today. And let me reposition and make it nice and pretty. Okay. That's pretty much all there is to it. Okay. Bye.